Camouflage. The ones we need to be afraid of are typically the ones we feel most comfortable around based off of what we see. Good looks, a great smile, and charming. Even in the case of what we see on TV or in person, thinking some people have the best life, yet they're living in hidden misery. We all think we're going to wake up the next day without giving it a second thought. But victims of domestic violence don't. They live their lives wondering if this day will be the last day. Just the thought of mainly only knowing fear is heart-wrenching. Some victims often protect their abusers out of fear, whether it be fear of taking their own lives or even their children's lives. They live their lives being prepared to be in danger because they know when or if the abusers feel any loss of control, they will retaliate. Some abusers may feel money equates to a sense of self-worth and feel they can't be touched. And money nowadays does equal power, unfortunately. When children are involved, it's much worse. Whether it be hearing your parents fighting, being afraid of one parent, and also being afraid of what that parent might do to the other parent, or what they might do to you. Seeing the anger and the rage in the eyes of an abuser is one of the scariest feelings and the scariest things to see. That fear may never leave that child. It's very hard for a child, and even as an adult, to know fear of a parent more than you know love for that parent. For a child going to school, feeling as though what is happening at home is normal, it sets you apart from other students and friends. Not to mention, if things continue to escalate, how bad it can become. Some may lose one parent to death and the other parent to the system. Once the parent is in prison, depending on their situation, they may go into foster care, go to an aunt or an uncle's house or a grandparent's. There's so many scenarios. But either way, the grandparents have loss of their own child. Aunts and uncles losing their brothers or sisters. They don't know how to grieve because they are trying so hard to be strong for the children. Yet the children and everyone else, they have to learn and adjust to a new way of living with tremendous stress on their shoulders all day, every single day. Whether it be the parents or children who have to bury a loved one, or the parents or children who have to visit their loved one in prison. So many are hurting. So many are living in fear. Every time the phone rings, your heart skips a beat, or you can feel it sinking deeper and deeper. This is every day. And it's not just domestic violence. It's so much more. But domestic violence is mostly camouflaged, and many will keep it hidden. Not to mention the mental strain, the mental turmoil, what it takes to get through each day. It's hard and it affects so many. Everything we do will have some type of effect on the people close to us. The enemy loves trauma. Darkness feeds off of trauma, pain, sorrow, heartache, and anger. The darkness only grows stronger, faster. And it's tough. It's like a virus. You can't see it. You can't run away from something you cannot see. Yet it keeps spreading tremendously and rapidly. This is the world we live in today. We cannot run from it, but we also can't fight it alone. Only He can help us. And we can try to help each other instead of fighting each other all the time. Hate is exhausting. Aren't you tired? Don't you want to be free? The enemy can only enter if you allow him to. The only way is through the mind, which is why it is so important to have the heart and the mind on the same page. Holy Spirit lives inside of us. With every heartbeat, we are one with He. Don't allow the enemy to manipulate every thought, making you feel there is no way out. You are stronger than that. The enemy just doesn't want you to know that. Release the control the enemy has over you, because you are the one with the leverage. You have the greatest who is inside of you. You just have to remember. That is why these users, abusers, and manipulators get so upset when you leave or when you stand up and fight for yourself and say, I know I'm worth it. They never wanted you to figure it out. But trust me, what's inside of you, that is what they are afraid of. Because God has and will always win. He will never stop fighting for you. He will call many more of His chosen ones to help guide you. And He will continue to make you new. The victory, the strength, the power, and the courage is already inside of you. You just have to remember. Just remember who you are. You are heavily protected. You just have to keep reminding yourself of that. And the enemy can no longer touch you. It's the battle of the mind. Evict the enemy immediately. God will never forsake you. Don't give up fighting. Just keep fighting. And remember who you are. Remember who lives inside of you. There is no man greater than He. Always remember. Stay blessed.